sets, 10 reps. Probably rest like about a minute in between each set.
Time I need to rest. Most of the time guys will say they rest 1 to 2 minutes, but they really rest like about 5 because they start wandering around and stuff, and there's really no clocks in the gym. So yeah, right now we're about 11 weeks away from the Colorado Pro. Days out from the Arnold, so definitely trying to, stick my workouts in right now, getting good and going hard and sharp. Feel some consistency going into this, my first pro show. I always like to start off with chins, just because, they help with the width development of the lats, and that's something that I definitely am trying to improve on for my entire career. And we all know that chins are a lot harder than pull downs. I usually do pull downs like either right after chins or toward the end of the workout. Try to get somewhat of a stretch after you do some chins. Helps for like deeper contractions for the more flexible you are, you can get better contractions and whatnot, which can in fact help more growth. So right now, like this morning, I weighed in like at 237. Which is about typical around this time. I usually grow into the contest. I usually don't get much bigger than 245 in the off season, so yeah, I'm about where I need to be. Pretty much trying to come in around, probably say 5 to 7 pounds better than I was at the USA, which was I was 215. So if I was 220, 222, that would be good. Like I said, I was talking about better weight, not 7 pounds heavier. Everybody wants to, I'm going to come in 10 pounds heavier. Well, we're looking for more quality muscle than, quantity. If I want a quantity, I'd be 10,000 calories and doing a bunch of stuff I don't need to be doing. So we're working my game and not anyone else's. So I haven't lost using this formula, and I don't plan on it. So we're going to go do some deads. On to deadlifts now. Just going to warm up with the one plate and then go up from there. I usually do about 3 working sets, usually pyramiding up in weight. So we'll go like 10 reps, and then 8, and then 6. And so we're going to try to go a little heavier on this, try to build a stronger lower back, and this actually can help put on some good thickness and good back mass. So here we go. That I don't usually wear weight gloves or wrist wraps or straps for the deadlifts. The reason being is I have somewhat of a weaker grip, and I want to improve that grip, so I don't want to rely on gloves or wrist wraps. So we're kind of starting from scratch with that. Therefore, I can't lift necessarily the same weight as I would with the straps. Right now, since I'm in my pre-contest phase, I am trying to pull or push a lot of weight, but my focus is the form, because without that, I'm going to create some really bad habits. And we all know, like, while you're, on a diet, your body is more prone to injury because of calories being cut. So to prevent that, we definitely want to use the best form possible. So right here we're doing an overhand grip. There's usually two different types of grips a lot of people do. Some people like to do it this way. Some other people like to do it this way. I like to use both hands overhand because I usually tend to feel it more on both sides. Unlike if I use this way, or I usually feel it more on the side that's underhand. So being that as a man, I'd rather go overhand. One thing a lot of people need to understand is when you're bodybuilding, you want to build a good foundation. So that means that you have to do everything as perfect as possible. And understanding your physical limitations while you're doing that. Knowing that later on, your limitations where you thought were limits, you'll break those barriers and increase in weight, poundages, and all that. Not only just with your weights, but with your own muscle gains as well. As for myself, I never really deadlifted ever, and therefore I have to kind of crawl before I walk. And since I'm very new to this game, that's what I'm going to do. But obviously I've had success in the past, but I know I do understand the qualities of a decent deadlift. It just brings out a lot of good muscularity in your back, and especially looking at all the past Mr. Olympians, winners, they all had a great back. So that's what we're trying to build here. And like I said before, it's definitely going to be quality, here in the next, few weeks, what that really means. So right now we're going to do 315 again, and we're going to get about as many reps as I can, probably like 8 to 10, and then do another set of 315 and see how many we get from there. Probably could have used some reps. Let's move over to the Smith. Alright. Regularly doing bell rolls on the Smith machine. I don't really like doing them on the Smith because of the fact that I get better contractions for some reason. I use regular barbell at times also, but I'd rather do this like pre-contest phase because I'm really focusing on, the contraction, pulling the weight in. And this way I can, I and work on different angles. Even though it's not on the free bar, it kind of feels like this. So I'm going to do, this time I'm going to do 3 sets, and on the last we're going to do a drop. Still checking my watch, making sure I'm within my total resting time and my total workout time. Usually I try to train around. I only usually do one body part a day, so I usually try to focus on say about 60 minutes, maybe 70 minutes for a workout. I feel like if you're only doing one body part a day, you should only go 60 minutes. You should be able to get it done. If you're going longer than that, 60, 70 minutes, probably either chit-chatting, looking at girls, just not being focused. You should be able to get it done. So you should do about anywhere from 15 to 16 sets total back. So that shouldn't take more than an hour. Focusing on at least 6 full food meals, meaning no shakes. So I usually get about like 1 shake a day, preferably after I train. I'd rather eat than drink shakes. A lot of other guys, they'd rather drink shakes. But that's kind of like the easy way out. I look at it, especially when you're dieting. You want to make sure that you're eating, because if you're just drinking shakes every other meal, you're gonna get hungry. And that's, in my past, that's how I've always felt. So, foods like, your basic stuff, lean meats, poultry, egg whites, carbs, broccoli, cauliflower, oats, cream of wheat, grits, potatoes, things like that. Alright, so right there at your 8. Next set, we're going to do same weight, and it's kind of like the old stripping method that Arnold used to talk about, where you'll do a set, and then you'll strip, you'll plate off, and then go, strip another one, and then go.